wakes me up around 5 a.m. Kicking and screaming until his face turns red. He usually tends to calm down once he's fed. So I give him his bottle. My wife gets out of bed. Cook my wife breakfast while she's getting ready. Someone's diaper is smelly. It leaked all over his belly. It looks like mustard and jelly. Kiss my wife goodbye while I...
Yeah. I was going to play it back for y'all. I almost played it back for y'all, man. Shout out to John Lajoie. How would you say that? Lajoie? Lajoie. I don't know. Either way, man.
Works for me. It's our pump up song before we go live.
Exactly. Shout out to the big dog John, man. I hope we get to meet you. This is a dope song. We'll figure out a way to maybe get him on the show. Talk to him about what made him make the song. But anywho, this is Rad Bad Stay at Home Dad podcast. You're chilling with your boy Jay and my gratefully awesomeness dope co-host Chris.
That's right. And as always, this isn't the view. Damn it, this is the dad's point of view. As you can see, Jason has 3 kids. I have 2. That equals 5. And while the moms are away, we keep them alive, which gives us all sorts of fun stuff to talk about. And that's what we're here to do today. This is episode lucky number 13. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And all our episodes are available on all other platforms like
iHeart Radio. We're talking Apple podcasting. We're talking about Amazon podcast. Anywhere that you do any of your podcasting, you can catch us on any of those platforms. That's right. Like Chris said, we're streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So make sure that you go ahead and follow and subscribe. Subscribe, please. I see the people in the building. Thank you for hitting the like button. We have, let's see. We got Leia in the building, Hillary Banks in the building. Whatupdoe? Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to us over there on YouTube as well. We are not streaming, but are on other platforms like Twitter and TikTok. That's right. We're making tickety ticks, and we're on Twitter. So if you can, please go ahead and hit us up over there and make sure that you're following us. Once again, we are going live on YouTube. And we are going live on Facebook. And then you can catch all streaming podcasts on all platforms. You got it. Now, here's one dope thing. We have hit 100 downloads on all of our podcasting. Yes.
So,
Thank you.
100 downloads, does that mean we get like a digital picture of a set of steak knives or something?
That would be amazing, my friend. I want an NFT steak knife. You know what I'm saying? Please, I want to trade that.
Or at least a steak.
I would love
at least a steak, and then I'll use my own knives.
Facts. Let me get what is that? Not a Beyond Meat. What it's called a no name. I'll take a no name steak. You hear me? Those are so good. You ever had a no name steak?
I do, and some are so good that I actually give them names. Like I can.
I want to know the names of your steak. Name your meat, please.
Well, there's been a Bertha. There's there's been a Still Red. I don't know, all kinds of them.
Explain Bertha, the steak of Bertha.
Oh, just a massive ribeye.
Ooh, and I love ribeyes.
I used to really love steak night at our house because Sawyer would eat like a quarter of his, and Jackie would eat like half of hers, and I would eat all of mine, and we always give little shrimp. But now, dude is like Sawyer. Now he'll go toe to toe with me with a ribeye. I'm like, oh, now I'm stuck with one ribeye, now 1.5.
That part, my man said, I'm going to eat my food for sure. We got Hillary Banks in the building. She said, "Yay" to the 100 downloads. Leia in the building. What up, though? She says hello. She asked if we froze. I don't think we froze. I think we still live. Let me do the worm move. There it is, right there. If not, go back out and come back in and just chill with us for a hot minute. You feel me? We got a great show here today. We're going to talk about Halloween, which is just passed, kind of catch up a bit with the families. I am glad that Chris didn't make it today. I was worried about having a watch out for him because he's a Michigan fan and he's also a Lions fan. Lions are currently 0-8. And Michigan lost this weekend to Michigan State. That's just a tough weekend, man.
Wait, where is it? L.
L.
3 L's in a row.
Oh, 3 L's in a row. I was about to say, how the Red Wings holding up at least?
They started off good, but now they're cooling off a little bit. I don't know how big into hockey you are, but ESPN just signed a deal last year, so they're on. They have over 1,000 games now on ESPN Plus. So fortunately, I get to watch a bunch of Red Wings games. Unfortunately, I get to watch a bunch of Red Wings. But hockey's back on ESPN, which is nice. Those that are from Michigan, like us, that are listening, Mickey Redmond, to me, it's crazy. He's still calling games. He was calling games since I was Sawyer's age. So it's cool to listen to them. Yeah, thanks for the shot at the sports.
Yeah, man, no problem.
It was a rough
week.
Even
then, I'm doing pretty bad too. We got Mr. Aaron Rodgers that's not holding true to value with his jab or not, if he got it. But either way, he's recently retracted to COVID, so now he has it, and he's out for the Kansas City game. And we're starting Jordan Love, which is, I think, extremely major situation. Right, Jordan Love starting right now is crazy. So we're 7-0 technically in my mind, but we're
you sound like a Packers fan.
Well, we're 7-1.
You may not believe this or not, since I am a Packers fan. I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan, but I am actually a member of the Aaron Rodgers book club. Are you?
I am not. He has a book club? Say what?
I listened to a show called it's the Pat McAfee show. Shout out.
Shout out Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. And Aaron Rodgers comes on every Tuesday in the third hour, and he started his own like little book club. And I actually got one of the books he recommended, and I'm going to start it next week. And it was interesting to see Aaron Rodgers talk on Pat's show. Pat has an amazing show. It was interesting because it's a different Aaron Rodgers. You don't because he's got this reputation and he's earned a lot of it, and then a lot of it is just people hating on him because he is so good. But it's interesting to listen to him talk like that on that show and get his perspective. And I started liking him. And then this whole thing happened. I'm like, okay, let's hear him out. So, anyways, off sports, let's talk about kiddos before we lose our two people that are listening who are females. So,
nonetheless, man, this past weekend was Halloween, and that's probably one of my kids' favorite holidays. Hazel is consistently asking, "What's your favorite holiday?" I'm like, I don't know. I really don't have a favorite holiday. I do know yours is 4th of July.
Not even close.
Not even close. I thought that's what you said.
It's not even close. No, 4th of July, and then it's not even close. Absolutely, 4th of July is my favorite.
That's it, right? So for me, I really don't have one, but I tend to gravitate to Halloween because my birthday is relatively a week beforehand, and it's always been fun. I've never not liked Halloween since I've had children, and my sensitivity radar has boosted. I don't watch like scary movies anymore, so that's tough. But the candy has been extremely phenomenal. And my Hazel has a peanut allergy. So that means all Snickers, all Reese's, Mr. Good Bars, anything that has a nut in it, it's given to me. Or Katie. Katie splits it with me too, but like that's extra key. Like not only am I still doing the parent tax, I'm getting all the food or all the candy she can't consume. So I'm happy about that. How about yourself, man? Are you doing the parent tax over there? Uh-oh. Yep. Oh, you're frozen. I don't know what happened. Well, hopefully he comes back. I don't know if I'm frozen. What's going on? Let's go ahead and give it a pause real quick here, huh? All right, he dropped out. Let's see if he comes back in. Um, Anywho, so one thing that I love about Halloween is the creativity that can spawn. So all kids, parents, adolescents, young adults, everyone comes out with the most creative costumes, whether it's something that they're playing on the back end or from the past, or they're doing something new and creative. This year, my girls were witches, and I'm kind of like about the witch, but um, I know they wanted to be a witch, and mom was able to let it happen. So I was like, all right, let's go ahead and get it done. Here's the thing: they wanted to wear these witch outfits almost everywhere. And I had to kind of like put a break on it, like, okay, we can't wear it everywhere. But seeing that we live here in Minnesota, it's kind of chilly and it was relatively cold on the days that it on Halloween itself. Now they did end up going. We do have a cool block where we have about 3 different cul-de-sacs right around us. So we have a long block that they can do the trick or treating from our house to one side of the cul-de-sac, and then to the other, and then there's one that's kind of tucked inside of the neighborhood itself. Now, they went out with their cousins, Benjamin and Theodore, and they both were hawks, which in hindsight was very cute because they were matching hawks, which is awesome. But the mask that they were wearing for Hawk terrified Margo. Now, I think this is her first, yeah, it is her first time actually being like cognitive of Halloween and mask and candy and all those type of things. And for her to see these masks, it blew her mind. Now, on that note, we were like, okay, I'm sorry. We had them take the mask off. And when they took the mask off, she then calmed down and was like, oh, wow, that is Ben and Theo. But when they put they put the mask back on, it was a whole different story. So with that, they had a good time, man. They went out for probably about an hour and a half, and got a ton of candy. And every day since then, they've been eating on 3 pieces a day almost. And I'm like, okay, guys, we got to slow down because y'all gonna get too used to eating all this candy. But they've already started planning what they will look like next year. Margot's going to be a little bit older, so she can be able to be something awesome, and we go from there, man. I am one to say that Halloween for the children was a big one. I am getting a text message from Chris to see if he can get back in here, and we can get this ball rolling even more. So I don't know if I've froze out there in Facebook because we're definitely still going on the number wise. I wish there was someone else there to help us and let us know if everything is copacetic on Facebook. But with that, yeah, we're still moving. If you heard that double up, son. Yeah, we're rocking it. We're rocking. We're rocking. Now, how I'm pause for a second. Here, let's go ahead and hit a music brief before and see what we can get done here. This here is a part of my new show called CTV Radio. Up, up, nope. He got him. He's coming in.
I don't know what happened. My computer just
Locked
went.
up on you.
I didn't like you making fun of all my sports teams, and so it said I'm out. So I had to had to switch to the laptop. What did I miss? What's something stupid that I said while I was gone?
Nothing really. It was a beautiful face of you frozen. That was
Oh,
one.
awesome! I love it.
Right, and I didn't know. So what happened was I just end up I kept talking about how Halloween went for us,
I'm sure it went great.
exactly. That was probably a good 3 minutes of improvisation of what I was not going to say, but like of me struggling under pressure. Cause I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I stay here? Do I stop
Doot,
it?
doot, doot, doot. Yeah.
Because in my mind, also, I'm like, well, damn, I'm gonna have to repurpose this audio, and that's gonna be a part of the show. Obviously, I can edit the audio, so I will be editing that part out, all of the pausing and the randomness. So I'll be able
The,
to make it work.
the show must go on, right?
That
I
part,
actually,
man.
you gotta ignore my grammatical errors. I like really hauled ass to get the Chris father to Sawyer, and so there's no parentheses at the end. I was like, so this is
I'm just gonna
because I didn't
type it.
log in anything. Again, it's on my laptop, and I only used that my big computer for the show actually. So
Oh, hey, no, so it needs to be updated, is what that looks like.
something like that. And it's a little grainy picture. I don't know how the sounds, but I'm good. So I had to scramble, run, get my laptop, and we're good. So where we at? Your Halloween. You were Hazel's
Halloween.
Hazel's allergic to. Sorry, everyone has to listen to this again except for me. Hazel is allergic to peanuts. So you
Yep.
got. I was going to ask you. Do you charge a dad tax?
Yeah, and see, that's the part where you froze, so you didn't hear that part. And I questioned you. So yes, I do a parent tax or a dad tax, however you want to propose that. And with that, like I said, I'm not only getting the things that she can't consume, I'm also taking in the dad tax. So I'm gonna look and see what I want. Maybe the Dobbs, you know, what I'm saying? The dots and a few other things. But you know what? One thing that for Hazel, she's extremely caring and giving. So she'll give me, you know, what she may think that I like or just want to share with me, as well as Quinn. And I can appreciate that kind of um characteristic, like wanting to share just off of GP. You know what I mean? How about yourself?
So
Are you applying a dad tax?
So hold on. So Hazel can't have the nuts. So you're taking all her peanut candy plus the vig for all the ones you want. So
That part, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a
you should
come
be
up for dad.
you should be a politician, man.
That's part. It's a
Do
come up for me, man.
I do not dad tax, and Sawyer will if he don't like it, they can take it, and then they know what my favorites are, and so they're my kids are very sweet like that. Oh, daddy, you want this? Daddy, you want this? And then I been better, but I used to be a pretty big stickler when I go like hardcore about what I'm eating and stuff, so I won't touch it. And like they'll always get me like caramel bars for my birthday. I'm like, oh, I got to eat these. And like when I'm trying to get healthy, but now I've loosened up. Like, yeah, screw it. I'll just be better tomorrow about what I eat before dinner and get away with the sugars with them. And so no, I don't dad tax them. Sawyer and I have a goal every year to go further and go further. And I love I get to relive. I enjoy taking my kids trick or treat. I know some people this year say, "Oh, it's my first year. I'm not going," and I love it. I'm gonna be sad when that day ends because
Right.
I want him to go. I love the fact that he wants to go with me. We went with a bunch of neighbors this past week.
Yo, what
Um,
up, Anthony Darst?
there you go. We went with a bunch of neighbors and their kids this past week, and he, the younger one, left, and then a couple other ones stayed with us for a little bit, and then one of the girls asked how long he's going out for, and I said until he's done. Like I'm not gonna if if he goes about a half hour later than normal, whatever, that's fine. It's Halloween. And so once it was just him and I were the last two left, and he goes, Dad, I'm so glad that we got one-on-one time to do this, do it
That
right.
part. See, that's
So
awesome. That is awesome right there.
yeah.
So for me, I don't mind going out. We went out. I've went out the last few years for Hazel, but I want to be the house that they go to. I want to be the house that they're like, dude, if you're out, go to the one with the bright lights because they give out handfuls. His hands are massive, and he's giving out the handfuls.
King size.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if we're gonna go that far, but you gonna get so because here's the funny part: like the kid will walk up, and some of them I let take it out on their own, or I put it in their bag, right? So the ones that took it out on their own, they took like one or two pieces. And I'm like, no, go in there for big handfuls. And they're like, really? And they go back in and boom, they do two of them. I'm like, that's right. Trick or treat. And for the ones that didn't really want to do it, or I was just prepared to give them a bunch of candy, I'll do it. I'll just grab a chunk full. Boom. We had almost 1,000 pieces, man. We had over like 700 pieces of candy. So I'm like, let's get rid of this because I really don't want to have it in my house hereafter, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Because having it later is a terrible thing because now I'm just munching on it day after day. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But
We had a bit of a scare trick or treating this year. So we live. You come in our street and there's a cul-de-sac right in front of our house, and then go down the block. There's another cul-de-sac. So it's cul-de-sac. Then you go out to a couple of our streets, and we went and did the one cul-de-sac loop. We came back and Jack ran in the house and grabbed herself a refill, and I brought a growler with me, and I was sharing with the neighbors. And my next door neighbor, their kids are past. The kids are out of the house, so every year I always give him a beer when we trick or treat. And so I was like, oh, I need to run the house real quick. And all of a sudden, the house is locked. And I said, do. Garage pad isn't working. Garage pad isn't working. Can't get in the house. I'm like, oh shit. So then I go run down the block, catch up with the kids, the group, and I told, hey Jack, small problem. We garage pad is not working. We cannot get into the house. And she's like, I'll go try. I'm like, okay, well, I did like it's the same code I was putting, but you go try. She went and tried and she came back, and then like I was talking to the neighbors, like maybe you just need to replace the battery. And then we're thinking, all right, Lily's already starting to complain. We've been out for 40 minutes. She's getting cold. We don't want to make Sawyer go home. I'll see if I can stretch Lily out. And so luckily my neighbor was home and we called him and he changed the battery. So we got into the house. And so today I was ordered to go to Home
oh,
Depot and get spare keys to give to the neighbors, but it was not a good time to be stranded out of your house,
no, not at all.
but
See,
all was
now
well.
here's that is a good thing to hear. All is well. No one had meltdowns, and you were able to get
Just
everybody
keep
back
feeding them
in.
candy. Just give them the sugar rush.
That part, let them go in. I gotta ask you a question about that here in a second.
They'll accident if you keep giving them the sugar, they'll accidentally break a window. Problem solved. Bob's your uncle. We're out of here.
But now we got to pay for a $300 window, right?
You sell the candy. It's a circle of life.
The classic hustler. I love it.
Oh, I thought as soon as we couldn't get in the house, the first thing I was like, we're still trick or treating tonight. Like this,
we're obviously we're not gonna let that be ruined at all.
yeah.
So when we came into the house and we bought our home, the garage door or the garage lift had the capability of you downloading the app, so we can still use the keypad. But if the keypad ever goes dead, we can use the app on the phone. So a lot of times when we're pulling up to the house, instead of having the classic garage door opener, we have it on our phone. We pull up an app and just boom, and it opens up the garage. So we can open the garage anywhere in the world as long as we have internet access. So if we have a friend that comes over or need to feed the dog, water plants, or whatever the case may be, we can let them in without an issue. All they gotta do is text us and let us know that they're there. So that may be something you may need to invest in if you want your house automated.
We're good now. We got keys.
He said we go classic keys.
Yeah, well, I have a key on my keychain, but that was in the house.
That was in the house. Yep.
So it just became a habit and lesson learned, and no one was hurt in the making of treating. So we're good.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, so I had a question and I gotta remember it now.
While you're thinking, do you want me to
Ah.
tell you so? Oh, go ahead. Go for it.
Yep. So here's the thing. Before Sherry passed, God rest her soul, which is Katie's mother, bonus mom or mother, however you want to really phrase that. She will always let the kids on Halloween, because we would do Halloween at their home, eat candy for however long they wanted to on Halloween, because that's the day. Are you someone of that nature too? You say, man, go ham, go until you do get a tummy ache, because you don't get to do this day very often.
Soy has a sensitive stomach, and he kind of hides it. So I kind of guide him with it, and we told our kids when they got it, this is your candy. You guys can keep it in your rooms and stuff, but I can't. The wrappers need to go in the main garbage because the little garbage is in the room, but the dog knows how to get them out. And so the wrappers go in the main garbage, not in the floor, not in the table. I don't care if you're sitting down watching your iPad. Get off your tush, go throw it in the garbage, and just ask us if you can have a piece. And there's times we say yes, there's times we say no. If it's 7:15 in the morning before breakfast time, I'm going to say no.
more,
and
more
I
than
let the
likely.
yes, and I let them each day for lunch. I let hey, pick out a piece of candy you want to put in your lunch, and
Yeah.
then so I know they sneak it here and there, but we kind of monitor it. But they do get kind of a little more leeway. I grew up our when my parents didn't buy us candy, and they were Halloween. You guys go trick or treating as long as you want, and then it's your candy. Like so, when it's
For the
gone,
rest of the, you're right. Yeah, it's
right?
gone.
When it's gone, it's gone. If it's gone next week, your problem. If you make it last, you make it last. And so we're kind of in the middle of your question. How about you? You let it
Yeah.
rip, or you candy police?
I want to be candy police, but I also want them to enjoy it, man. It is
Yep.
one day. It is the time. And then that is the conversation that is had too as well. It's like, this is it. If you run out of candy, you out of candy. And one likes to eat more candy than the other. So Quinn is all in. She like, give me all of it. I just now noticed my name. Quinn is all in. She's like, give me all of it. I want the whole enchilada. I'm gonna eat as much as I possibly can and then go from there. Whereas Hazel, she's like, I'm gonna eat some here, I'm gonna eat some there, and then have a boatload of it sometime down the road. You know what I mean? But once again, she's such a real sweetheart. She'll end up sharing her candy anyway, but she knows to put like, okay, I got a secret stash here that's just only for me, and then she has exactly what she's going to be able to give away to the community. So if she, because so far how our household worked, if one child asks for something, everybody gets it because it's just a
Okay.
domino effect, and you can't tell everybody no, right? So if Quinn wants a apple or orange or some grapes, everybody's going to get apple, oranges, or grapes. So one person asks for candy, they all get candy.
Okay.
That's how
But
we roll.
there you go. So you did Katie and you both trick or treat then? I know you said you like to stay behind, but did you guys both walk with kiddos or
This year we did not both go. Katie
okay?
Katie just went. I stayed home and delivered an abundance of candy to the 20 kids that may have came to the door. I'm out here waiting, man. I told myself, I go, you know what? Next year I'm gonna dress up because I didn't dress up this year. Next year I'm gonna dress up, but I'm gonna put some stuff out here on a porch to make it either one a little haunting or fun to kind of like scare or surprise family and kids. Um, or two just to make it cool, like right. So I'll probably do some lights or something next year. I'm getting into the whole adding lights and stuff to the house. The only thing I don't like is having to take it all down. Like right now, I don't want to get ready for Christmas. I don't want to hang up Christmas lights at all.
I I'm a diet Clark Griswold. Like
No, are you serious? That's awesome.
I'm not that far. I'm getting there. My thing is I add one outdoor thing every year, and I'm Halloween's a lot easier because little decorations, and then that one I we got like one little scary jack o' lantern that it's censored, so every time someone walks by, it's something spooky. And then we have like the what's the light display you stick in the ground, and it like shows
Mhm.
skeletons and stuff. So Halloween we're not that bad, but Christmas I get into. Christmas is I'm not religious, but I love the holiday Christmas. It takes me back to when I was a kid, and my grandma was very festive for Christmas, and so I really get into the Christmas spirit, and hope that it's warm when I put up my lights.
Yeah. So, question for you: when do you put up your lights? When are you
After
adding?
thanks Christmas season starts after Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. I don't go to department stores, but I used to work in one, and I'm kind of sad or mad or both that if I walk in there, I'm gonna
And
hear
rad.
right, man, right. I'm gonna end up hearing what's her name, Mariah Carey. Like how you I want a blank space of music after Michael Jackson Thriller. I don't need Mariah Carey coming in right afterwards.
I get to say it's the same thing when it's middle August and I see Halloween decorations, and I'm like, knock it off.
Knock it off.
No,
Just
like, it's like
enjoy this right now.
Christmas starts a week early every year. I love Christmas. I love the Christmas season. But can I watch the Lions get their ass beat on Thanksgiving before Christmas? Like, please.
That part. I agree with you, my guy. Maybe this year that'll be their first win. I don't want them to do another 0-16 season, 0-17 season.
0-17. You know what really sucks? What really sucks? One of two things is gonna happen, Jay. Is they're gonna either win the last meaningless game, so Jacksonville gets the first pick, or it's just gonna be a shit draft next year, so they're not gonna get anybody good.
One or two things that are gonna happen. Oh man. Hey, question for you. It just popped in my head. Did you guys have conferences this week?
And we talked about it last week. We
Oh,
had
we
ours
surely did, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a very meaningful conversation, I can tell.
No, the reason why is
Just
because
kidding.
ours was this week, so I was paying attention to that. But it was
How'd
just
it go? How'd it
awesome
go?
to. Yeah, I was about to say it's just awesome to hear the feedback that you're getting from the teachers about your children. Right? For me, one thing that I was really excited about is to hear about Quinn, because Quins are I call it emotionally colorful. She's very, very colorful when it comes to her emotions, at least here at home. And I was wondering if she was going to have kind of that same attitude when she's in school. But come to find out, no, she's actually well reserved and very helpful. I really no meltdowns. I was like, okay, I knew it was a choice. I knew she chose, like she choose to have the attitude that she has when she has it. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, it's really do or die, or I mean death over, everything. It's like I'm choosing to have this meltdown right now.
Cough, Lilly.
Right.
Cough. Cough.
Right.
Cough. No, that's good to hear, man. Like I said last week, if they melt down and they're doing all that shit at home, but they go to school and they're doing great at school, that means that uh, they feel safe at home and they can act like that. And like
Yeah.
there's a lot of times like they walk through the door from school and they're done. They can't do anymore and it's frustrating for us and like that shit can't happen. But then again, it's like Quinn's always seen the sun go around the earth or earth go around the sun, sorry, 5 times. Like
Right.
so
Right.
um so props to you and
Appreciate it, man. But one thing that was awesome too is that the teacher also stated, let them do it. Like, not like let them, but allow them to have that exploration of emotion, because it does allow them to learn to actually not compartmentalize, but understand and like decipher their emotions, instead of us always telling them no or shutting them down, and really let them be them. And because they're doing that same thing in school, right? The development in the classroom is kind of the same way, where they're walking them through the emotion instead of just kind of like shutting it down. So I love how hands-on they are, especially when it comes to children her age, because they are in that very important mindset.
you gotta flail about and let them, like I let her melt down and I let her do those things and can I help you and blah, 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 daddy, screaming at me all you want. Okay, well then I'm gonna walk away. I'm not gonna give you like whatever you're melting down over. I'm not gonna give you what you wanted, but I'm kind of here like
Right.
and then even it would I was stubborn to a T. Was I don't care what it was. Like I asked you to put this away, and that was it, and you melted down. Blah blah. I'm like, I don't care if it's a 4 hour battle. I asked you to do this, and I will engage and let you whatever. No, I'll let you melt down. Like, hey, do you want
Sure.
help with
Yeah.
something? But I asked you to do something, and I want you to do this. I don't care that you're 3. like, I got all day. Like this is my
I
job.
got
So,
I got all day. I got
right.
time for this one.
Right,
No,
and I'm married to my boss, so
I'm
it's like,
exactly.
right.
One thing that was cool this week, and I didn't mean to cut, but one thing that was cool is I didn't want to forget it. This week was Quinn actually displayed that kind of mindset. So we had to get Hazel off to the bus. And they both go to the bus stops at different times. with that, she displayed that she gets cold in the morning, or she is cold and she wanted to wear her snow pants. And at this time, we don't have time for that. I'm like, no, you can't put your snow pants on to walk down the street. It's only 40 something degrees. You're gonna be okay. So we had a fight about that. She's crying. I'm yelling. She's crying. I'm like, get out the house. Put your shoes on. Let's go. So we get outside, and the whole walk, she's just kind of like, I'm like, what's wrong? I'm cold. Yeah, I'm doing that whole thing. And we get home on our walk back. She's doing okay, and I'm asking her, how you doing? Oh, I'm cold, but I'm okay. I understand this, that, and other. Then she gets in the house, and as we are, kind of taking off coats, and I'm getting Margo almost changed her diaper, and Quinn kind of just looks at me. She goes, "Daddy, why don't you let me do me?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? You didn't let me wear my pants. I said I was cold, but you didn't let me do this either. And sometimes you just tells me no all the time." I was like, "Dang, okay, let me take that in for a second." I go, "This 4-year-old just tell me, why don't you let me do me?" Exact words. No me switching this up. I go, okay. I think from here on, I got to give her a chance to be her and like not be so.
You get so you're in charge of her, and you get locked into the routine and not dismiss, but you get so much stuff coming at you, so much information, and you give an answer, you give an answer, you give an answer, right? And then they
That part.
question you, and you get mad at them question you, and then you think like, that is a very good question. Why did I answer
That
it
is a very
like
good
that?
question.
It's like when all these questions are thrown your way, and um, there's the meaningless ones, and there's the, what do you think of this catch, Daddy? And what do um, what drawing do you like better? What color is this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like sometimes I always want to give my kids explanations, but sometimes it's like I'm doing the dishes and I don't want to
I don't have
justify my
nothing.
answer, and
I
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
to justify
justify it.
your right.
Exactly.
But then like you said, when they bring up a valid point, it's like, huh. And actually this morning, Sawyer's walking out the door to go to school, and I go, but you need to. He's wearing shorts. I said, dude, it's you gotta put some pants on. He goes, Dad, no. I was like, Sawyer, what's our deal? Because our deal, I think, is it's if it's 35 or colder, he has to wear pants.
Right.
And so oh yeah, it's gonna be 50. I said, let's see if the temperature is right now, and it was 30 degrees. He goes, but then I'm gonna get hot, blah blah blah. And I said, I get that, and I understand it. Then go to the bathroom, and because he wears the leggings under the shorts, I said, go to the bathroom and change. I don't care if it's late today, but I can't send you to school when it's 30 degrees with frost on the ground. You're going outside in 2 hours because your teacher has talked to me about this. So right now you need to wear pants.
That
Like,
part. Put
I'm
on some
with you.
sweatpants, man.
Right. Just cover up your shins, man, and then whatever, because we have the deal where it's X. If it's, and his teachers talked to me about it. So if it's, he wants to be, because he runs hot. If it's 40
Mhm.
degrees, he wants to wear shorts. I'm cool. It gets below freezing. All right, but let's meet somewhere in the middle here.
Right, exactly. Hey, shout out to Jess Johnson. She says, hashtag Katie Ray. Quinn sounds just like Katie as a child. So Jess and Katie grew up together in that kind of age range and further. And that's one thing that we have noticed and we've fully acknowledged, what scares me a bit. Not necessarily scares me, but it's like, damn, that she says this, because that's what Katie would say. She goes, this was me when I was her
Yeah.
age. She's like, I vividly remember doing, if not everything that Quinn is doing. So I'm like, how come you can't handle this then? Not necessarily handle it, but like, damn it, give me the cheat code for some of these meltdowns for us, please. That way we can gauge this a little bit better. If you knew exactly what it
Oh,
looked like.
my father-in-law gets like, he used to get like a mad scientist when Lil would melt down. He would just look at Jack and be like, "I've been waiting for this day."
I've
Been
been waiting for you to see what you did to me. Right.
right, like, oh man, like you deserve this. So
That part.
can we go back in time a little bit with our show with with the ducks and the barking spiders and stuff is
Yeah.
after dinner, one day after dinner last week, Lil came and sat in my lap, and I'm messing with her and I'm tickling her, and she said, "Daddy, stop!" But like stop it like in a playful way, and I'm tickling, and all of a sudden, she just lifts a leg and lets one go, and I just pushed her up. I was like, "Did you just, Lily? Did you just fart at me?" And she walks away, and she goes, "It's my secret weapon," and like walks away. I'm like, "Girl, I can't wait for your homecoming date. Your secret weapon."
Ah, she got you with the secret weapon.
Oh man, it was 40
You won't
pounds
be
of
tickling me anymore.
40 pounds of fury coming out of her.
That is hilarious. Oh wow. She said that's my secret. What I can see her right now. That's my secret weapon.
Ay, ay, ay. And then
Oh man.
Soy today, we're outside playing football. Goes, he goes, "Dad, you know what my two favorite subjects in school are?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Reading." I said, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah,
Mhm.
because blah blah." And I said, "So it's not math, huh?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Exactly." He looks at me. I said, "Your two favorite subjects," and you said reading. There was no two.
There was
He's
no
like,
two.
and he still thought, "No, Dad, it's reading." And
Like you never get that second one up. It's, like, it's
right,
just reading.
yeah.
Oh man. You know what is a highlight, man, and I'm starting to love even more so, but it's again, I gotta watch myself, and I said this on the past previous shows, is that Margo is really starting to get her language down. And she's echoing all the things that we're saying. So um and she knows it. Like the cognitive part of like turn the TV on. Where's the moat? Moat, 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 moat. And then she handed it to me like moat, moat. I'm like, oh, I guess you want me to turn the TV on. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Get there
Mm-hmm.
quicker, Dad.
That,
Yeah.
right, right. Come on, catch on with me. Orange. She got orange down. And then I just heard her saying like things that we would say and she'll try to say it. One thing that was pretty awesome and I love it is just the development on her own and her keeping up with her sisters. We received a sheet of paper where it's just showing where children should be with motor skills. And it showed that early age how they hold a pencil. So one would hold like someone that was early, I want to say, that just can hold things. I don't know, it's 18 months or something that they had on there to like two was still holding the pencil like this, and then it kind of gradually moved through segments as they got older. And Margot was holding the pen or pencil like a 4-year-old. So I'm like, man, her motor skills at almost two, which should be two on Thanksgiving this year, is set up at a 4-year-old level because she's sitting here. She loves to write. She'll just take a padded paper and a pen and just kind of draw circles and lines. And I'm like, man, I might need to decode this. She might be giving us like the directions to the Mayan, the Mayan tombs or something right now because she's been here before. Like I'm only gonna guess that. You know, if you're able to write like this or have the cognitive expression at this earlier age, I, maybe we should get into like music or something, right?
Well,
Just
I
to
mean, one is she's watched her two sisters, and she
that part.
knows she's learning. She's trying to catch up. And two is she's not her two sisters. She's completely different than her two sisters, right? And you
Yeah,
get so it's awesome. She's becoming her own person and starting to spray a little bit. That's awesome. And she's gonna be
it is
completely different because it sounds like Hazel and Quinn are completely different to
polar
each other.
opposites. Polar opposites compared to each other. Now, one thing that did happen, and then we're gonna wrap this up here. One thing that did happen that was pretty awesome uh, today was Hazel had a play date with her friends, and she left the house, which is cool. I'm glad they came in and she was able to leave and go hang out because, of course, we have conferences today, so they're out of school all day today and tomorrow. So, yay me! And and then Quinn got kind of sad about it, and her emotions came from not Hazel leaving, but Hazel gets to have a play date. I want a play date. Why can't I have play dates? I go, well, you currently don't have friends like that. I kind of didn't know how to explain it. I go, plus the ones that you do have, their parents are working. Like I don't know how to help you with this right
That-
now. Like
yeah, that part was tough before they hit the yeah.
you ain't got no friends to really do that. But here, we'll get something set up for you. But now, the cool part to me at least came in where Margo was kind of like terrorizing Quinn at this point. Like she'll grab her toys and run, and obviously Quinn can't be super forceful with her because she'll get in trouble from me. I'm like, you ain't supposed to do that to your little sister. She a baby. Like play with her or give her other toys to play with so you can play with your toys. So long story long, Margo comes in. She takes we have the magnet blocks, so you can the squares. It's like square, triangle, obtuse triangle, and they're all magnets, and you can create whatever. Uh, Margo, or excuse me, Quinn created like a little home of some sort, and Margo came along and grabbed one of the toys, and Quinn is screaming. I mean, blood curdling scream, as if like her finger got stuck in a drawer or something. But it was only because she took the toy. Margo then did the like flip the Monopoly board game. Like she just went and knocked down everything. Boom. Quinn screams, you Margo, no. Instantly, Margo just dropped the toys and walked up to her like, sorry, and gave her a hug. I'm like, how you gonna bully somebody and then say sorry? So there's some kind of confliction there. I'm gonna have to figure that one out with her. But it was fun to see it. I actually had a video of her doing it, but I cut out the part where like I stopped recording right when she went to go give her a hug. Like I was like, well, I guess I should
Oh
intervene.
shit,
And then Margo
she's gonna stab her. Oh, it was a hug. It was a hug. It was a hug.
it's all
Okay,
good.
good.
Right,
Yeah.
Margo came with the hug, like, okay, I'm just joking. I'm sorry.
And so yeah, yeah, I didn't mean to ruin your day. I just get over it. Then like Quinn's like, no, like, but then he's like,
No.
but she said sorry. Like,
It was for me, it was a true definition or a true moment of a Sour Patch Kid.
yeah.
Came in sour as heck, but
So
I sweet right after. It's like, I'm
it was
sorry.
it was a day in the life moment for you, huh?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
had a day in the life moment tonight. Thursday nights, Lil has dance, and so we switch one night. One week, one of us stays with has a night with Sawyer, and then one takes a little dance. It's my night to take a little dance tonight, and there while she's practicing her dance, not looking at my fantasy stuff, and then I hear um, "My Heart Will Go On" by Celine Dion, and Lily's been talking about that song, and I went in and I looked like, oh shit, that's the song that they're practicing. It's "My Heart Will Go On." Okay. So we get in the car and I put it on my phone so it plays in the car. And like driving home, and her and I are top of our lungs singing "My Heart Will Go On." And I'm like, this is your life. I remember
This
being
is
in
it.
eighth grade singing "This Song Sucks." Change the radio station. It's on this radio station. It's on this radio station. Boom, turn on the TV. Oh, there's an ad for Titanic. There's an ad for Titanic. And now I'm like, I know the song by heart and like sing it with my daughter. And life has come full circle.
Full circle for you. That is
So
awesome. That's classic right there.
yeah.
All
So
right.
you got weekend plans? Or you guys doing anything? Just laying.
So this weekend, no real plans, but two of our trees or one of our trees have pretty much de-leafed. So yeah, we got dumped. The last 2 days it was kind of windy and it dumped literally almost all the leaves from the tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop out there this weekend just because I hear that it's gonna be a warm weekend somewhere in the 60s, and we're gonna get up most, if not all, the leaves up, and that's
Who's
about it,
we?
man.
Who's we?
So Katie works this weekend, so it's not
The
necessarily.
kids come out with you and help and jump in the leaves and hinder and play and all
They
that
will this
stuff.
year. They will
Yeah.
this year. Normally they wouldn't. I just want to hurry up and get it done and get over with. But this year I'll let it happen because here's what I know. Here's what I figured out. I'm gonna do it two ways. One way, I'm gonna rake half of it just to give myself a little bit of a workout so I can get some sore muscles, heavy breathing, like just to work out a bit. But then the other half, I'm gonna use the blower. I seen three people do it on my in my neighborhood, and I'm like, that is genius. Because what I did beforehand, I would because I have the blower that can flip into a, lack of a better term, sucker. Like I
You
can,
got to you got to suck and blow.
all right, I get to choose whether I suck or blow today. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of cool. So I can either rake it into a pile and then, you know what I'm saying, suck it all up and it'll mulch it. But this year I think I'm gonna blow it all into a circle, have them jump in it as much as they possibly can and have fun with it, and then um bag it right afterwards.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Right.
I've been chipping away at my yard. I've been getting on it early just because I get that luxury. If the kids are gone at school, I'm like, all right, I'm pop outside for an hour and a half and just bag up some leaves and call it good. I
If they weren't in
right.
conference this week, I would have done that because
So
there's a
sorry.
lot out there.
So you spoke of Quinn. How was Hazel's conference?
Hazel conference actually went really well. One thing that she was having, and this happened with her last year, is she's like me. She's a chatty Cathy. She's fun with friends, and friends love her. So at times she's chatting away in class, but nothing serious, nothing where they
Right.
had to email us or anything. But just she had to corral it a little bit more. So
Yeah.
we're back at that, and just like, hey, you know when not to do this and when to do this. And then the other thing is that her love for arts have risen. So I shouldn't even say like, she really loves to draw now. So she's drawing, coloring. So art class is like her go-to. That's where she's like in heaven when she's in it. But we now got to get back at math. She was not like, she liked it a lot when she was in second grade, and we would do math problems all day. But now it's her confidence in math has been lacking, which is causing her to have just a little bit of difficulty. But other than that, man, she said Miss Harris loved
Fine.
her.
She's fine. She's a happy girl.
That
She's
part,
fine.
man, she's doing her thing.
Yep. She's
All right.
chatty Cathy. That's fine because she's not being disrespectful. She's got to rein in a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly, exactly. What about Lil? We didn't talk about Lil.
No, Lil did amazing.
All right.
I talked about Lil a little bit. She does so good in school. She teacher um loves to have her. She's always in a good mood, and she's like I said last week, if she's put in a group, she don't care about the group. Like, all right,
That
we're a
part.
group.
Yeah, I remember
Let's
that.
make it work. And other people complain. She really she is, and we see it at home too. Like, she is so considerate. She's a very considerate
That's
girl.
it, man. Yeah.
I mean,
I,
she has her moments where she lashes out, and a lot of that is just the dynamic of our family.
right.
And her and Sawyer's personalities are so different. Like, Sawyer is he's funny and he's rambunctious, but he's also, I don't want to use the word selfish, but he's always kind of thinking like, I'm taking care of me. What's, like,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in a
yeah,
bad,
yeah.
not in a bad
Nope,
way,
nope,
but
yep,
like
yep, yep.
there's always like a plan and like in his head of like what's, and Lily is
What can I get
just,
out of it 1st?
yeah, what not what's in it for me, but kind of like thinking like, you know, um I don't know the right way to express it. I don't want to say selfish, because that's not right, but
Hmm.
Lily Lily is just a very compassionate person for for not just for people, but like for animals. And she's an animal whisperer. I don't you If a wolf walked up, she'd just like, hey Wolfie, and the wolf would come up and just like, oh, like she would tame it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm serious. And it's a blessing she has, because she like, when she pick her up from school, she always like, every day it's a different friend, and she's like, sorry, and I like, let's go, Lil. She's like, hold on, blah blah blah, needs to find her parent. I'm like, there are teachers here for that, and like, there's like, and she's like, we gotta find her parent, Dad. Hold on, and she's like looking for the car, and I'm like, the car, like, so she like walks her friends out, and like last year when her teacher said anytime somebody was and need to go to the nurse's office or whatever, send Lily to walk the kid down. So she is amazing in school. She does really well in school. She is
I love that.
right. Sawyer is very type A. He's quick wit and he's very smart. And things need to be like this. And like if people don't follow the rules or if something goes rogue, he's kind of off his game. And Lily she's very good with people. She's very sweet. She's very good at her schoolwork, but she's more concerned. But hold on, we'll do our work when this person's okay. So I'm proud of both of them. They're both doing good.
I can see
So
it all over you, man. You
and
are definitely good.
thank you. And I get a weekend away from them this weekend.
Ooh, how so?
Uh, uh, so Sawyer is going south. He's going with my father-in-law and brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law's so she's my sister-in-law, but his wife, their family live on a farm down south in Minnesota, and they go deer hunting this weekend.
Okay.
Jackie is having a girls' weekend with her and Lil, and I'm gonna be with a good friend of mine, best friend for 20 years since high school. Him and I are going to go up there tomorrow morning after I drop the kids off. He's coming here, and him and I are rolling up there and just going to spend the weekend together, just kind of having a couple drinks and sauna and relaxing and catching up and just kind of wusan. He's got 3 kids, and I think he's looking forward to a break. And it'll be nice. We took a road trip when we were 19. So it's been almost 20
It's
years
been a
since we
minute,
did it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I get to kind of chill and just relax.
Applause to you for
Damn it.
having a childless weekend.
Yeah.
Salute to you for getting to enjoy yourself and just being Chris and kind of resetting the batteries and getting ready for the winter. You know what I mean? That's important.
Yeah.
It's majorly important.
It's almost not guilt, but like it's not really autopilot, but with the kids at school and everything like that, it's like my job. I just been like little projects here and there and winterize and everything, and so it's like I have a lot of free time. So it's almost like when I was talking to Jack about this a couple weeks ago, she's like, just go up to Ely. And then like I said, yeah, I could. And like, so I don't want to say I felt guilty, but it was kind of like, I'm not like under any pressure right now. I mean,
Sure.
it's almost like bored and not bored, but like I do a very this is your life moment. Like, okay, so my job today was to run errands, clean the house, clean up the yard, blah, blah, pick up the kids. But like it's stress free, right? So
Right.
I almost felt guilty about going this weekend. What do you think?
I wouldn't, man. But you know what? I know the feeling because I get that way if I just even leave the house at bedtime, right? If Katie's doing dinner and bedtime by herself, I'm feeling some type of way because I should be there helping her after knowing that maybe she worked all day or maybe she even didn't. It's just something that I have in me that I feel bad about leaving. So now I know exactly how you're feeling, but in the same breath, you do need this time for you for sure, for sure. Like this is a personal recharge. I get that you aren't like having the stresses of having them around or whatever that may look like throughout the day. But now it's like I no longer need to worry about house projects. I don't have to worry about Jack and maybe having something set or dinners or nothing. It's just like I just need to worry about Chris this weekend. That's it. That is sometimes needed more than often. So I wouldn't feel bad, man. Definitely hold on to that and have fun with it. You feel me?
But I'm looking forward to it, and I will be jumping in the lake. I'm just letting you
There,
know.
see, and that lake's gonna be cold, bro. Especially if you're going up north. You might even see snow up there by the time you get up there.
There's already snow up there. Though I might see the
See,
northern lights, but hey, you know what? You jump out of the sauna, just jump in the lake and have some fun. And I'll scream. So my buddy, when we were in high school, he had a hot tub, and like our tradition was, we'd stay at his house the night before our basketball games, and we'd go in the hot tub, and then after that, we'd jump out of the hot tub and roll in the snow and get back in the hot tub. So the snow, Jay, this made us more white. So
what was that? Well, I went to school in the UP, so I've witnessed these,
okay.
Caucasians, these Caucasian shenanigans. I know what you're talking about.
So you're not cannonballing off a dock in the middle of Noviembre.
No, I've done it once, but I ain't doing it again. I did it enough to say no, don't do it again. Hey, shout out to Jess, man. I definitely
Ooh.
will. She says if you need a play date for Quinn, her son Cameron is 5 and would love to play. So tell Katie to text. I will say less. So the next time that I have just her and Margo, yeah, man, we can make something happen and highly appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking around too. So with that,
Yeah.
we've made it to the end of the show, man.
Jay,
This here,
sorry to cut. Jay, sorry
oh,
to
go
cut
ahead.
you out. She was in the show longer than I was.
That, that is actually a fact. Thank you for being my second co-host, Jess. Thank you. Our second co-host, excuse me. Um,
Ay,
so
ay, ay.
with
And
that,
we raise kids.
you see what I'm saying? We do that. Luckily, you have two. I have to still figure out where that third one is sometime. Like, where is this third child of mine?
It's right here.
Right, it's over here. So again, man, thank you guys for tuning in to Rad Bad Stay at Home Dad podcast with your boy Jay and Chris. Remember, you can catch all of these on podcast, which is on all platforms from iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon, wherever you do your podcasting, you can find us there. But also, we go live just about every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, roughly right after Thursday night football. So check in with us, man. We will be back next week unless something pops up with the family. And we will see you then. You got anything for us, Chris?
Hey, thank you. We're at 100. It's a lot, but it's not a lot. I have fun and we have goals, but we don't have goals because we want to be organized and then we get kicked off our computers and whatever. But we, I do enjoy doing this, and I try hard. We try hard to make a good product
Yes, we
and have a
do.
good time and appreciate people listening. And I'm trying to make it less, or we're trying to make it less about just us and but want more of our kids to make it relatable for people. So thanks to the people that are listening. Jay, thanks to you.
Mhm.
100.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
100, man. That's it. We're going to continue to be our best
We
because
keep it
being
100.
we keep it 100. You hear me? We're going to
Sorry.
keep continually. No, it's okay. We're going to keep continually being our best because being empowered starts today. We live we live life, we love unconditionally, and we seek growth. When you do all three of those, you're in your alpha state. So stay primal and get after it. Remember. Protect your peace and drink water. You heard? And we out of here, man. I'll holler at y'all later. A little bit of exit song here. Give it a second.
Was that
And
Mufasa? Remember?
remember, I don't know. It sounded like it though, didn't it?
Remember who you are. Bottoms up, y'all.